Welcome to the AI Automations for Business podcast. We're your hosts, Katie and Noel, and we'll be discussing how you can use AI for your business along with the latest news, updates, and automations to help you stay ahead of the curve, allowing you to grow and scale your business more efficiently. Please be sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, welcome back to another episode. Hi, I'm Katie, and as always, I have Noel here with me. Hi, Noel. How are you doing this week?
No, I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Before we get into this week's episode, any updates from the AI world or automation world that we should be aware of? I know some weeks there are like 100 updates and then everyone goes quiet for a while. What is it?
So I guess probably one of the biggest ones is there was yet another leak from Anthropic. I think they love leaking stuff on their websites. So yeah, someone found.
Do you think they do it on purpose?
I think they must do. It's almost every week.
Like PR stunt, so people actually then talk about it.
I think so. Yeah. It's to build that sort of interest, isn't it? Because the leak this week was Opus 4.7. So obviously, again, that would be the most powerful thing they've ever done. Or I suppose it's not what they've ever done. They've gatekeeped that, didn't they? Because I think we talked about that last week, where it was so powerful. They're like, we're not going to give anyone access to it.
Yeah.
We're only going to give it to big enterprise companies because, it would benefit everybody if they used it. But I guess that's kind of the big news. There has been an update actually from our friends at Make.com actually. They have a tool called the Grid where you can visualize all of your automations in one place.
Yeah.
And they released an update this week where you can now drag and drop and resize all of how the grid looks, basically. So before it was just based on their algorithm. So if you didn't like the way it looked, it was tough. That was it.
Yeah.
Whereas,
you didn't like the way it was designed.
That was it. Yeah, it was more like a meshy web that it would put together. But now you can
appealing.
Yeah, but now they can move them around. You can change the size of the folders and things like that. So it's a bit long overdue. They haven't released an update actually since last June for the Grid. So yeah, nice to see there was something there.
Yeah,
something new.
yeah.
But I think that's the big news of the week.
Have they implemented my traffic light idea on the Grid yet?
No.
Rude.
I've not seen it.
Rude.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I gave you a cracking idea for that.
We did, yeah. Yeah, the developers loved that idea, didn't they?
Yeah. Until it came to actually like coding it. And they were like, oh God.
So hold on, what was your idea? Was it to do?
So on the Grid where you can see all of your automations that you have created, and when there's a problem with one of them, it comes up, I think it was a red colour.
Yes.
But I said, well, if you've got lots of automations and lots are in red, you almost want to know, well, which one's costing you the most, and therefore go and fix that one first. I said, so it would be really good to have like a traffic light system. So it's like, this needs attention, but actually it's broken, but it's not costing you any money. And then like a really like deep red would be like, this is broken and it's also costing you a ton of money.
Got you. So yes and no, actually. I'm looking at the Grid right now. Kind of. So they still have the big red markers for things that are actual errors, so your automation's failed. Yeah. But where things are, you may have deleted your credentials or something, that they now show up as amber. So we've got two traffic light colours there. We haven't got anything. So yeah, they snuck that in there. So
Maybe they did listen to me in Munich.
it might have done, yeah, but it's not quite 100% for your use case. But yeah, there is starting to be some additional colours, which is good to see.
Well,
Makes it
come on, hey
easier.
developers, implement my cracking idea, please.
Exactly, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, better be done by next October for the next
Well,
event.
I'll be asking them in October.
Exactly, yeah.
What was wrong with my amazing traffic light idea? Okay, we went off on a bit of a tangent on that one.
Yeah.
Let's rein it back in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the only update, yet another, in quotation marks, leak from Anthropic.
Yeah, they've also released managed agents as well, which is it's a bit nerdy. It's in like Claude Code CLI and API. So yeah, unless you're really into your software development, you'll probably never see it or use it. But yeah, that's something that they have put out. But essentially, it allows you to run like agents for long periods of time, but you pay for them to host it. So
Right.
as well as like paying for like your tokens like you normally do, you also pay them 8 cents an hour for basically renting their server to run it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not expensive, but yeah, I guess if you've got 100 of them running 24 hours a day, that could get pricey after a while.
Yeah, that could start to add up.
It could, yeah. But yeah, that's like that's developer focused more than, your standard business owner.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move swiftly on from that then. Our podcast is not aimed at developers. It is aimed at service-based business owners, mainly solopreneurs or people with very small teams.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. But if you are a developer and you are listening, then please go and find Noel on LinkedIn or Substack or wherever, and feel free to message him because he will talk to you about it.
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah, he will get nerdy with you.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, thankfully this is not the time and the place.
No.
Well, this week we want to talk about AI agents, which we have talked about a couple of times on previous episodes, but quite some time ago now. But in particular, we want to talk about how to build an AI agent if you're not techie. So we're talking like no code. We're talking about like how you can just like anyone who doesn't have like a lot of like developer experience, tech experience, almost like the average, I would say, business owner who, yes, can, find their way around things, but aren't super, super techy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to be talking about that today.
Yeah, because there's lots you can do, and like you say, we don't have to be super nerdy like me to do it.
This is all good. Okay, so Noel, where do we even start with building an AI agent if we are not techie? Because I think for a lot of people, this is actually a really overwhelming thing.
Yes, so it kind of comes down to picking the right no-code platform, I think, is probably where you should start. So if you're in that camp of I'm not particularly techie at all, then I would suggest, and I think what we're going to talk about most on this episode is make.com, because they've made it super simple, and they've made it really easy for you to create and understand what's going on. So there are other applications. You've got your Zapier and N8N, but with like N8N, it's very much like you've got to create connections using JSON strings, and like that just one sentence alone is going to probably put off a lot of people.
Get off me. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. That's overwhelmed me, just that one sentence.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas with Make, it's just like, this is the data, I just want it to go there, please. And you just click it, and it's done. You don't need to
please.
worry about sort out all the JSON stuff in the background. You never see it, which is really awesome.
That sounds perfect. Yeah,
exactly.
How do we get involved in this?
So I guess I don't think you can get it on their free account for AI agents. I know they used to do a trial, but I think they've stopped it now. So I think you do need to be on like the first paid plan to get access to agents. But one thing to note with Make is they've got 2 different ways of building agents at the moment. So I think one's going to be phased out, and they're kind of both called the same thing. But when you start make.com, you create a scenario, you can search for agents and you'll see theirs pop up. And there's one called New, AI Agent New. So that's the one that I would stick with. But yeah, it's really, really straightforward. They've made it really easy how to connect things together. And yeah, that's kind of like where I would start. So you don't need to really think about, how am I going to chat to this in the future? We can come back to that. We will in a minute. But yeah, just getting that agent there on the screen is step number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Step number 1, pick
your platform.
Scenario, agent, new.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice little. They've actually made it quite easy. So if you do select the wrong one's a circular icon, whereas the correct one is the new one is like a hexagonal shape. So yeah, you do know if you've got the old one.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess to start off with, when you're thinking about creating agents, obviously you need to think about maybe what's the key role and purpose of this agent. So what I would say is, let's say you want to connect things to like Google Sheets, Google Drive, Gmail, and you've got loads of different business tools and you want to bring them all together in one super agent. I would caution against that's probably not the right idea. So what we can do within Make with no code whatsoever is we can link these agents together. So you could have like an agent at the start, which goes, well, what are they talking about? They're asking about emails. I'm going to go up the email route and then talk to the email agent. And then you then get your response back. So, I would look at splitting them out, because if you start overwhelming agents with loads of different things it could connect to, lots of things it could do, they tend not to work as well. So yeah, step number 1, that is to kind of figure out what you want it to do, and then is it worth splitting them out into multiple agents?
Okay, so ideally, like, how many tasks can you give your AI agent without it being overwhelmed and then deciding that it's not going to work?
So I actually ran into this problem with Clyde this morning, actually. So Clyde's a platform I've built as an AI agent, but I ran into an issue where it was like you've got over 200 tools attached to it, so it won't work. So like a tool would be like a single integration into a platform. So that could be like create a row in a Google Sheet would be one tool. Delete a row would be another tool. So, if you connect in like Google Drive, there's 50 or so tools in there straight away, kind of thing. So yeah, it kind of depends on what you're connecting in. So if you're connecting a big CRM, Google, anything like that, they're going to have lots and lots of tools to pick from. So yeah, definitely worth splitting those out. But yeah, the way it normally works is like an orchestration agent, like I mentioned. If you're doing that, would be basically they're just your filter. So they read your message in, they then look at the other agents that are attached to it, and then go down that route, get the response, and then send that back to you as the user. So yeah, but if you're doing something simple, then you don't need that step.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. But I guess now you've kind of figured out and written down what what you're going to try to achieve. The next,
this is something actually, Noel, that you say quite a lot. It's before you actually start building like your automation or even your agent, it's just like grab a piece of paper and actually write down like what you want the agent or the automation to do. So actually it's easy then to follow along and to build it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're kind of in that sort of process. When I'm doing it, I usually tend to spot things, that I've not thought about, or I think, well, actually, no, that could be a potential problem. So, you're not spending, like an hour building something that then, you realize won't work, and then you've got to unpick it and then rebuild it.
Yeah.
So, hopefully with that little planning phase, you're going to save a bit of time.
Yeah. And as well, like a lot of people will maybe be like, well, do I need an AI agent or do I need an automation?
Yes.
It's something that we know a lot of people, come across this as a problem all the time. They start building out an AI agent, but actually what they needed was an automation.
Very true, yes. Because we did an episode, didn't we? I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where we talked about companies that were using agents were like, well, we just don't trust them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we went through in a lot of detail in that one, didn't we? But essentially, if you need like a repeatable output, and so every time you're going to put the same thing in, you want the same thing out, that's an automation. If you need to have a conversation at any point, then that's where your agent comes in. But I think like most enterprise businesses are just going down the agent route when really they don't need to. So yeah.
But yeah, we also did an episode on that, wasn't it? It was like AI agent versus automation, and that was series 1, episode 14. And the episode that you mentioned as well, Noel, we'll make sure that we link it in the show notes. So if anyone's interested in going back and listening to that podcast episode, then you can do so.
Yep, we'll definitely do that. Okay, so I guess like once you've done your planning bit, the next most important bit is to think about your AI provider. So with Make.com, they've got every AI platform you could probably want to connect into it, and with their agents, they've kind of done something a little different. So with Make, you can use their own AI, which is based on some OpenAI models, and you get charged extra credits based on the usage and things like that. So it's probably not ideal for long-term use because you'll get through all of your credits really quickly. But what you can also do is link directly into things like OpenAI, Gemini, Anthropic, all the big ones. I think even Grok and XAI is in there and all that sort of stuff. So you kind of need to pick an agent or a AI provider that you are comfortable with using. So that could be from a security perspective and things like that if you're using it within your business. And gives you kind of like the output and results that you're going to want. Like this isn't kind of like one of the settings where you set it and then you can't change it. I mean, you can.
Okay.
You can go back and test it and then go, actually, I really don't like how Gemini is answering this. I'll switch in for an Anthropic model and then it works better. There's also actually a really good cost-effective method as well. So like they kind of link into like the big AI providers directly, but you can use an app within Make called Open Router, and that connects to 630 AI models, I think, from the last time I counted. So, but they've got all sorts. So they've got like your DeepSeek or your Kimi K 2.5. They've got every single model, all different price ranges, all different capabilities. So you could connect in agents from there as well. Depending on budget and what kind of thing you're after. Yeah. So that's kind of really important to test and get right, especially for long-term running agents. And I guess once you've then selected that, the next big thing to look at is your prompt engineering and your system prompt. and things like that. So it's a little different to what you would do if you're just chatting with ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. It's very conversational. Whereas when we start connecting agents, we kind of need it in a more of a structured way. So the first thing I always put in there is like a role. So tell it what it's there to do. And you can then set up like goals in there or particular workflows and things that you can add all of that in. So every time the agent fires up, it can go, right, okay, well, this is who I am. This is what I need to do. I'll go and do it. I would say another top tip would be, once you've done your planning stage, have a chat with ChatGPT or Claude, and then get them to draft out the system prompt to help you get started. Because obviously, not everybody's got either time or wants to sit down and type out like I don't know, 1,000-character prompt every time. They can get quite detailed quite quickly. So I would definitely offload that initially, and then you can go from there. I guess.
So with this prompt, you've got to be really clear and concise about exactly what you want with it. It's kind of like it is basically just giving it very clear instructions and directions, not allowing any room for error. So it's not kind of like, I want you to do this or that. It's, I want you to do this.
Yes. Yeah, you've kind of got to think of it as like, it's almost like a single purpose thing. So you wouldn't have it connected to your CRM and then go, what's the weather today kind of thing. You've kind of got to structure it so it won't go off on tangents and things like that. So, if you did ask it questions that it doesn't have access to, it shouldn't then come back with a response, unless of course you want it to. Of course, it's up to you to personalize it how you wish. But I always keep it constrained so I get what I want every single time. So that's kind of so that's really important, is to get that part right. And again, like with make.com, they make that super simple within their app, so you can go back in and edit it at any point once you've created it. It's not a set once and that's it, which is awesome.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and I guess now you've got your system prompt, you've got your provider. The next thing is to maybe think about, well, what do I want this agent to have access to? And I guess you kind of look at your business products or your software that you use on a daily basis. So, you might just be all on Google. So you might have Google Drive, Gmail, Docs, Sheets, all that sort of stuff. So what you can do is figure out what you want to give access to, and then you can then assign them to the agent. So they're called, well, in agent speak, they're called tools. So it would be like, here's a tool. This tool is then going to allow you to do this particular function. So it could be create a new Google Doc, or send it somewhere, or have a look at my emails, or look in this particular folder of my emails. So they would be an individual tool that it would have access to. So it can get quite complicated, if you've got lots and lots of different things. But the way Make show it on their screen and in their builder is, you have your agent, and then underneath there's like loads of little bubbles for each individual tool. So you can clearly see what it has access to, which is quite awesome. And for each tool, you can also provide a description in there as well, and say, well, you only use this tool to do this particular thing. This is what it's there to do. And I would always make sure that is also referenced in your system prompt as well, just so it knows. So it goes, oh, I need to create a document. And it goes through and goes, oh, well, this tool is all about creating documents. I'll go and I'll use that one. So it won't go off and use different tools, things like that. So that's kind of important to work out. But with tools, so we can connect individual modules from make.com, which could get huge if you're like doing things, especially on like Google, that sort of stuff, or even like HubSpot for like CRMs, like they've got like 150, 200 different, API calls that you could do within the Make platform, which is way, way too much.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a lot.
No, who's got time to read through all of that and then go, right, is this one actually going to be what I need, and then set it up? So what I would also look at is, are the software platforms that you use, do they have something called a MCP server? So MCP is a Model Context Protocol. And essentially what it's doing is, like for HubSpot, they take their 200 API endpoints and they put it into one single tool. So when the AI then goes, I need to use HubSpot, it uses that MCP, and then the agent sees all of those connections, and then goes, I'll go and use this one. And then does whatever it needs to do, and then feeds it back to you. So instead of connecting them all one by one and creating all those descriptions, you just connect that one MCP server. Yeah. So they've not been around for that long, probably about 8 months, I think, MCP servers. So a lot of big companies already have them in there, within their enterprise suites and whatnot for all their tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also actually create your own MCP servers on Make as well, actually. So if you have particular workflows, you could create your own MCP server, add all of those scenario workflows in, and then just call that from your agent as well. So yeah, you don't have to, rely on somebody else to do it. You could create your own if it is needed as well.
Yeah, and if you've got the skills to be able to do it.
Yes, yeah. Thankfully,
Is this something that you show people how to do inside the AI Business Club?
So I do show agents. I haven't created one for the new MCP toolkit because that's not long come out. So yeah, that will be getting added in there soon. Yeah, we'll show how to do that. Yeah.
Okay. And if anyone's wondering what the AI Business Club is, it's our membership over on the Score platform. If you search on Score AI Business Club, it will pop up, and everyone is very welcome to join, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or you're more advanced. We've got different people in there from all over the world, and also at different levels as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So once you've got all your tools connected, I guess the next step is to connect it into something that you're going to use. So you could connect your agent. It's kind of like a chat function, so you need to use some sort of chat apps. So there's like Telegram. You could even use things like WhatsApp to connect your agent into your like mobile phone, or
That's cool.
Yeah. You could even, if you feel very, very brave, you could vibe code your own little, business app, if that's up to you, and connect those in, that is also possible.
I don't think that's what we'll be talking about on this episode. Let's keep it nice and simple.
Exactly, yeah.
You see what I'm having to deal with, people? I'm having to rein them in every time. I almost need like a buzzer when Noel starts going really techie, bring him back down to just like, trying to talk about it for beginners or those who are intermediate. And yeah, I think because Noel's got so much information and knowledge, because he's been in the AI world for so many years, I think he forgets that a lot of people don't have his knowledge. So yeah, maybe Noel, next week I might find a buzzer and I'm just going to start buzzing you.
Oh dear, I have to edit all of that out. Oh no.
No, that wouldn't be edited. That would be actually in the podcast. So people would be like, what is he on about? Oh, thank goodness. They just pressed the buzzer. We're about to find out what that actually really means.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, so I'll try and rein it back in. So the easiest way I would say to connect your agent would be to like your mobile phone would be Telegram. So on Telegram you can create your own chatbot, and from there you can then connect your well, basically within make.com, you would then connect the Telegram app into your agent. So you would have the message coming in on one side of the agent, and then on the output, you would then have the message that then goes back to you as the user. So really, really straightforward to do, is just three modules, including the agent, to link it all together. But that's kind of like a simple way to get it on your phone. But if you're, this isn't going too techie, so keep the buzzer away for just now. But but before you get to that point as well, actually, you could test it within the make.com platform. So they do have with on their page, you can chat with the agent directly. So within it, on the module itself, there's like a little plus button at the bottom. If you hover over that, you'll see like a pop out that says chat, and then that then opens up like a preview chat window within the scenario builder. So you could, chat away with it and then see what tools it's using. Is it doing the right thing? Is it giving you what you need before you then go off and then connect it to an external application and then use it going forward. So that is also built in within the builder, which is, makes it really, really straightforward and easy to do. Because you'll find you will need to test and refine. You might get lucky and get it 100% right first time, but for me, I'm always like, that could be a little bit better. I like tweaking, so
Okay.
Yeah. So,
good to know that you can tweak as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It used to be really difficult with the old way in Make, but with the new one, so much easier. Yeah.
You can tweak away.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
And that's how you build out an AI agent the non-techie way.
Absolutely. Yeah. 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 Really, it's all drag and drop. There's no scary code in there. I think probably the most complicated part would be the system prompt, and everything else is pretty straightforward. If you've never used Make or any sort of no-code platform before, and you want to connect things like your applications into Make, when you connect them as a tool, they always pop up with a little pop-out that says, well, you need to create a connection that basically either log in or supply an API key for that particular platform. So if you click on it, there's also usually a hyperlink in there as well, which says, well, take me to the documentation. So if you're really stuck, you can click that little hyperlink and it will tell you for that dedicated app where to go and how to do it. And all of those documents are all fully updated as well. So if you ever get stuck, you can always click on that and it will help you out.
Yeah. Or people can come and get help from you now.
They could do, yes. Yeah, I'm more than happy to help.
Either through AI Business Club, which is our monthly membership, or they can book a one-to-one call with you as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Always here to help.
Yeah. So I would love to know if you are now thinking of giving AI agents a go after listening to Noel's explanation that you can create an AI agent without being techie. We'd love to know if you're going to give it a go and even like what you're going to build, and then let us know how you get on. We'd love to hear that, wouldn't we, Noel?
We definitely would, yeah. It's always exciting to hear what people do with AI.
Yeah.
Things I've never thought of.
I know, I find it fascinating. Like, when people tell us like the sort of things they're building out, I just think that is so cool. Or like, I would never have thought of that, or I didn't even know that would be possible. Or like, it's just, it's kind of like, when people tell you the reasons why they started their business, it's always just so fascinating. And I find, what people build with AI and the automations as well as the agents, the bots. I just find it really interesting what people are doing with it. So do let us know. Even if you haven't been in our membership or you haven't had any help from us, but you've been building things out with AI or automations, then let us know and we'll give you a shout out on the podcast as well. So you can let us know either at hello@makeautomation.ai, or you can come over to our free LinkedIn group, which is AI Automations for Business, and you're very welcome to join there. Anyone's welcome to join and just have conversations with fellow people who are building out on AI and also on automations.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Noel, for taking us through the non-techie way to build an AI agent. We do hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you next time for another one very soon. Take care.